The teacher who hated me, how one woman tried to ruin my life and failed. She hated me, and she made me feel like I was a complete idiot. I'm not sure if what happened was professional, but it was definitely more than petty. High school for me, over 10 years ago now, was mostly calm. I was quiet, attentive in class, and teachers liked me. I wasn't popular, but I had good friends. I played sports, contributed to the student newspaper, and my grades were decent. But everything changed the second semester of my junior year. I've always been a voracious reader. My freshman English teacher had recommended I move up to honors English, which I did for freshman, sophomore, and the first half of junior year.
Yeah.
Then, for my second semester junior year, I was placed in classical literature. I loved Greek and Roman stories, had read most of the high school classics on my own, and expected the transition to be easy. That was before I met Miss Umbridge. She put on a sweet, angelic facade, but it was a lie. Beneath it, she was downright evil, and she decided she hated me. I have never understood why. Maybe it was the rare times I nodded off in class, maybe twice a month. I had undiagnosed thyroid issues, plus I woke up at 5 a.m. for swim practice. I didn't remember nodding off in her class, but who knows? Somehow, I became her target. Her class was 50% essays and written reports, with the rest being random quizzes and a few tests. I was a decent writer and confident in my abilities. I wasn't worried about keeping a B or better. Then came the first paper. I got a D. I stared at the grade in disbelief. My lowest grade in chemistry was still a C. This was shocking. After class, I asked her what I did wrong. Her notes were minimal. She told me my work was uninspired. I asked for an example of an inspired paper. Come back during study hall, she said. I thought she would have examples ready. I got a pass and showed up. For an hour, she spent the entire time calling me an idiot. No guidance, no pointers, just humiliation. I left crying. My friend, the eventual valedictorian, offered to help with my next paper. We spent hours crafting the next assignment. My friend never got less than an A. I got another D. My friend was furious. She took the paper to her AP English teacher for a second opinion. He said it was excellent, her typical A+ work. Then she compared my paper. He agreed. It deserved an A at the very least. She was convinced Miss Umbridge was targeting me, and she pressed me to tell my parents or the school counselor. I decided to try one last time and get Miss Umbridge's help. I went to her office 3 times during study hall before my next paper was due. Each time, she gave me red-inked notes on revisions. I made every change. By submission time, I had 3 revised versions, all with her notes. The grade, D+. She smirked and congratulated me on improvement. I was done. My friend was right. Miss Umbridge had it out for me and was giving me terrible grades on purpose. I took my paper to my newspaper teacher. He wasn't an English teacher, but our student paper constantly won awards under his guidance. I asked him to review it. He said it was excellent. I asked if it was a B or better. Solid A, he said. Next, my friend and I brainstormed. I couldn't just switch classes. This wasn't college. But the football and basketball guys got moved all the time to keep eligibility. So I requested a meeting with the athletics director and my swim coach. I explained my situation. D in English, in danger of losing eligibility. I had asked for help multiple times, but my grade wasn't improving. They asked to see my papers. Confused, they read them. They couldn't understand how these could be D-level work. The student VP was called in. My friend explained how she had even gotten her AP English teacher to review them. I showed him the 3 revised papers with Miss Umbridge's red ink. He frowned. Both my newspaper teacher and AP English teacher were pulled in to grade the papers independently. All 3 were A or better. My dad was called. Furious, he demanded I be moved to another class and that Miss Umbridge be reviewed. The school administration resisted. Yelling ensued, 6 adults arguing over what to do. It was decided that my dad, the VP, the athletics director, and I would meet with Miss Umbridge. The next morning, the showdown happened. Miss Umbridge smirked, ready to claim I was stupid. She said I should be moved to non-honors English because I lacked the aptitude for classical literature. My father went red with rage. The VP asked why she hadn't tried to help me improve. Her response, students must put in the initiative. VP handed her the 3 revised papers. She called me a liar, claiming the notes weren't hers. Arguments erupted again. AP English and newspaper teachers were pulled back in. By 5 minutes before the bell, the decision was final. I was moved to basic English, my grade reset, and the new teacher would grade me only on assignments going forward. My new English teacher, Miss Honey, was at least 65 and a legend in the department. 2.5 years of honors had made her class feel easier than PE. I refused to let her think Miss Umbridge was right. I worked harder than ever. I even tutored a struggling classmate, helping her jump from a C to a B+. I ended the semester with something like 104%. Miss Honey called me in during study hall to recommend honors English for senior year. She assured me Miss Umbridge wouldn't be teaching anyone ever again. She explained the administration had trusted her to determine the truth. Miss Umbridge's claim that I was a lying idiot was completely false. I cried, ugly, snotty tears, because I finally realized I had been right all along. Senior year, I thrived in honors English, tutoring struggling students during study hall. Even now, I think about that awful woman regularly. My career is writing-based, and I still obsess over my work. I hope she never taught again, because she wreaked havoc on my self-confidence.